Why are brands so obsessed about launching an app?
Brands are not obsessed, they are skeptical.
There are about 3 million apps on Play Store and App Store. And on my phone itself, there are 390 plus apps. And I keep wondering, do we need more apps?
App as a brand enables you to give same kind of experience as a marketplace.
What happened with Snitch which got you so much of word of mouth?
Snitch has been very pivotal movement for our company in terms of validating the hypothesis that every brand needs an app.
Why should we have an app? When should we have an app? And how do we go about launching an app?
So when we see the data for bigger brands, Nike, Ulta Beauty, Gap, 40% of their business happens through mobile app.
The use of AI in driving richer customer experiences for shopping.
We brought in an agent that can help you with analytics. So there is an infra layer and there is an intelligence layer. So agent is helping brands with an intelligence layer. It is again helping you with the content layer. Having a channel is a pain for marketing teams, and marketing teams are getting leaner. The success of a channel depends on how you curate it for your customer. If the channel provides win for a marketing team, it will.
How do we measure the success of an app?
For a success of an app, what's the contribution of the DTC sales through the app? Second is, you're pushing app as a channel, what's the efficiency? The third is, app need to deliver higher AOV. Fourth is LTV. What's the delta of app customer versus web customers?
I'm still thinking that is it for every type of category of brands? Like if I'm a beauty, if I'm a home furnishing, if niche categories, do they really need an app? There are about 3 million apps on Play Store and App Store. And on my phone itself, there are 390 plus apps. And I keep wondering, do we need more apps? In this omni-channel world, brands launch online, offline stores, and also in online they launch website, and then the next level they move into apps. And every brand I speak to always is thinking, why should I launch an app and how should I launch an app? And that is the topic for today's Dilse Omni podcast, where we'll decode an app strategy for a e-commerce and an omni-channel business. With me today is Abhijeet Singh, who is the co-founder of AppBrew, which is a vibe commerce platform helping brands go and launch app. His company has helped more than 200 brands, not only in India, but across the world in US, Middle East, Southeast Asia, to launch an app and scale up their business. In this discussion, we will unlock the entire app playbook. Abhijeet's own journey is very fascinating. He is a biotech engineer from DTU and an MBA from FMS. He has worked with multiple startups to take them from 0 to 1 and help build their digital strategy, including brands like OTP and Zupi. So let's get started. Passionate discussion with Abhijeet. Welcome to the podcast, Abhijeet.
Yeah, thanks, Saurabh. Like inviting me for the podcast, and I believe Dilse Omni channel will add a lot of value to the brands and the ecosystem players who are supporting the brands in scaling across the channels. Hope I can add value to.
Yeah, we have a lot to learn from you. In our past conversations, Abhijeet, I have learned a lot. Anytime I had a question around it, I used to message you and I used to get a very thoughtful answer. So let's start with the story about Snitch. What happened with Snitch which got you so much of word of mouth?
Generally, Snitch has been very pivotal movement for our company in terms of validating the hypothesis that every brand needs an app. So my story is before starting AppBrew. Before starting AppBrew, I was running a venture builder, and generally I would be responsible for taking brands 0 to 1.
So what is a venture builder, if you could explain?
So venture builder is you identify ideas based on 3 T's, which is TAM, time, and traction. So if you see some business model working in, let's say, China, US, and you try to replicate that model in India, because there are demographic metrics similar to them, and you take a team which is trying to do something similar, pitch them an idea, and then build the model. So you are part of 0 to 1 journeys with founders, and you are their founding team member. Once the company reaches maturity, when the Series A investors comes in and company takes its own path, and then you get out of the business operationally. So that's the venture builder model. It's and generally like you do 1 or 2 incubations in an year, not more than that. So it's always a concentrated risk.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yes,
And
yes,
any
yes.
other questions?
Yeah. So let's come back to Snitch. Okay. What was the pivotal moment? What happened with them, and why were they so happy about working with you guys?
So when we started in like 2022, like it took like an year to build a product, and Snitch was an upcoming brand, and they already had an app. So I saw their app at that time, and they were using some other app builders. I saw probably like 10-15 improvement. I did an app audit and sent it to the Chetan, their CMO. Like, hey, like it was a LinkedIn reach out, and Chetan reverted within like half an hour, and we went on a call like in 3 hours.
Very good.
And the good thing about is like, Chetan's propensity to experiment, trust upcoming startups. So he was like, okay, what do you see makes sense? Let's work together. So we started working together, and post like in 2023, post around March, we launched an app. Once we launch an app, like app contribution doubled within like 15 days. The conversion rates increased by 33%. App conversion rates are already high, but it went up further. And conversion rates, AOV, and all the mattresses were like started analytics, everything the marketing team wanted out of an app, we're able to deliver. So they started pushing an app like anything. And that was the first brand, like probably Snitch was our 4th brand.
And this was after they were featured in Shark Tank or before?
Before they were transitioning,
Acha.
like just before Shark Tank.
Okay, so when the Shark Tank happened, this must have scaled up much further.
Yes. So then we became their main channel, an app, and all the mattresses, including ROAS, they were getting best of the best in the industry. But for us as a startup who are trying to democratize app as a channel, like because app needs to be as easy as an email, SMS, and that's what we're trying to do. For us, that was a validation.
And how much time did it take you to, when they said yes to go live, how much time was it?
For them, it was like we were like early days. We took like 45 days to go live that time.
45 days also is very fast, I guess.
Now we are like I'll tell you something later where we went live in like 4 days.
Wow.
The similar size of a brand in terms of scale. So that thing has like, we as a team has figured out optimizations and shipping out like a great experience app for any brand. So, yeah.
So Abhijeet, tell me one thing. Why are brands so obsessed about going and launching an app? If you can help me understand the why.
So Saurabh, I'll disagree with you. Like brands are not obsessed; they are skeptical. And before I get in there, I would also like to know like what kind of reactions or questions you get.
So I agree. Many brands they are sitting on the fence कि app launch करें कि नहीं करें. What is the benefit? Why should they launch? Repeat rate नहीं है. Our customer only buys once. But I spent a bulk of my like 2-3 years with Lenskart. Okay, it's a low repeat category. Specs कितना खरीदेंगे? But what we see is the experience on app was 2x, 3x better. But the cost of maintaining an app was very high. Okay. Maybe the platform was very different on which they were built. Maybe they have been for about 7-8 years now. So yeah, I agree. Many people are skeptical and thinking the why. But my thought is, launching a shitty app is better than not launching an app is better than launching a shitty app. Okay, so that is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. But I would like to unpack this for our audience, and we'll try to address things. So over to you. Like, how should we unpack? Like,
so let's think about why should we have an app, when should we have an app, and how do we go about launching an app? Maybe let's use this why, when, and how framework.
Okay, so I'll start with why. See, like in venture or in life, if anything offers 10x value to you, it should exist, or we should try to build it. So when we see the data for bigger brands, Nike, Ulta Beauty, Gap, 40% of their business happens through mobile app. Their and those brands kind of offer app exclusive discounts because their LTV is higher. They get more customer data. They so they build a special kind of relationship with their customers, and these app customers drive majority of our repeat revenue. So app value is already realized by the biggest of the brands. Second thing is, even if we see the benchmark for e-commerce, which is Amazon, their majority of the business is driven by native mobile app. And all of us are kind of conditioned to shop online on native apps, whether it's marketplaces, whether it's demand economy, where it's like everything is on native apps. And 90% of e-commerce happens through mobile devices. So wherever we see like a native app versus a web, we see 10x customer experience. And if we take measurable metrics for brands, which is conversion rates, which is LTV, which is data, it's phenomenally high. So example is like, when we compare app conversion rates against web, the median data is 3x. When we see, yes, which is like, and it's not like 10-15% of the contribution. I see it with even 60% of the DTC sales on an app and brand getting 3x conversion rates and at scale. So it shows that how efficient the channel is. Second is average order value is like more than 25% median data. Some brands get less and high. LTV on an average I see like 7x. So these are the metrics which is immediate outcome. A web customer passes 15 to 20 events to a brand. An active app customer passes 150 events in a month. So that's the kind of a delta as a brand you get, and that's an events from an identified user.
Yeah.
So these are immediate benefits, and then again, app as a brand enables you to give same kind of experience as the marketplaces.
So you mentioned identified user. Can you just elaborate what does that mean?
This is a very good question. So basically what happens is login rates. So whenever like users come on a web, 2% of the people will buy. I'm just taking a 2% conversion rate standard. Out of this 2%, probably like 60% will log in, 40% will use a guest checkout. So, we can only identify like, for the sake of simplicity is like 1.4% of the visitors, unique visitors coming on the website. On an app, we see the median data is 30% of the app users log in.
Okay, so the anonymous user problem on the website is addressed and you can retarget them.
So one is like we can understand their behavior, what they did pre-purchase, post-purchase. And the most interesting part is like not only app helps you give a similar kind of an experience to your customer, just like marketplace. It protects you from the vagaries of Meta and Google. So even to reach your customer, you have to pay a Meta tax and a Google tax. Everybody, every time. And generally I have seen that retargeting budget is like 10% of average order value. So if you have your users on an app, you can start a session with a push. So, and you don't need to depend on Meta algo or a Google algo. So as a brand, you control your destiny. Plus one more thing I also like Chetan taught me, which I never thought of.
Who's Chetan?
Chetan Sial is the CMO of Snitch. So he told us that when you have an app user, if you want to sell something online, go sell on marketplace. You will generate revenue. But if you want to build a relationship, if you want to build a brand, have an app. Because once the app is in the real state of mobile phone, you have some kind of a relationship with brand. You have a mind share. you become profitable faster with the customer because average order value is higher, and then the frequency of purchase increases. So like, app is like an exclusive brand outlet in the customer phone.
So this gives us a very good understanding, Abhijeet, ki app gives us better lifetime value, better ROI, better repeat rates, better data, and deep insights. But I'm still thinking that is it for every type of category of brands? Like if I'm a beauty, if I'm a home furnishing, if I'm so I think so FMCG marketplaces, it makes sense. Anyone who has huge catalog. But niche categories, do they really need an app?
uh, so this is a good question. I like there are categories I myself got surprised with an adoption. So most of the times, the success of a channel, I don't see as an app, it's a channel. Depends on how you curate it for your customer, how much marketing team believes in it, and how much they want to push it. If the channel provides win for a marketing team, it will win. Having said that, I'll tell you the categories where we have seen massive success. I will tell you the category where I got surprised, and I will also tell you categories where I am skeptical. So I'll tell you the winning categories. So we have seen like fashion as a brand. If I build a fashion brand, if it doesn't have an app, good luck building a brand. So we see that fashion massive adoption, apps becoming main channel within a month or two for most of the brands. Personal care, we have seen a great adoption. Personal care,
Give me an example of personal care and cosmetics.
So in personal care, like the one example would be minimalist.
Okay.
And a lot of respect for the brand. I got intro to Rahul through Siddharth. So Rahul is the founder of Minimalist, and Siddharth is the founder of Snitch.
And Rahul is coming on Shark Tank in this season.
Oh wow! So I was reaching out to them. This is an interesting story. We just started like 2023, and I was sending cold mails. They had an app, and I had like call with the team, and everybody was evaluating whether we should have an app or not. They had an app which was like they were not able to focus that time, and I was reaching out cold mails just like Snitch. And one fine day when I was in New York, I got a message from Rahul like, "Hey, got your message, like got your connect from Siddharth. Would love to chat about app." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I was just cold emailing you." And he was like, "Okay, nothing works like a referral, reference." And then we spoke like 7 minutes, and his question was, "What do you do that your app works?" So we're like, we keep things simple, easy, and we are very honest with our recommendation. And so minimalist, if you see minimalist profile at that time, they had only 50 SKUs on marketplace, so they were huge. DTC was very critical channel, but they wanted to scale DTC, and their app at that time, the current app provider was doing like 2-3%. We went in, we transformed the app, and a lot of credit goes to minimalist product and marketing team. They took our recommendations. They even changed schema and content on website too, because app as a channel, you need to work both of them in sync. One example was like we adopted meta objects for the first time to build the PDP experience, because storytelling is very important in personal care. And we launched the app, and within a month or two, we kind of hit 50% of the sales, DTC sales through the app at 2.5x conversion rates and a 15% higher average order value.
So it definitely works in personal care and beauty, but also, as you mentioned, it's the conviction of the marketing and the product team to work together and believe in it.
Yeah, so like nothing works without a belief. If you're skeptical, you don't back anything you do, it is not going to work. It always requires. So we say that app works but it works only with the conviction of marketing team. If you don't focus, it won't work by itself. And it applies to
So
any
let's move to
channel.
the next category.
Yeah. So this is the okay. So beauty, personal care, subscription brands. So I'll define it as like impulse, like fashion, jewelry, then fast fashion, ethnic wear. All these things work great. Similarly, in personal care, cosmetics, it works. Second is like low frequency categories where it has worked.
Acha.
Home
Give me an
decor.
example.
Home decor. We have multiple home decor brands. They do 35% of the sales through that.
Like which one?
Decor cart. There are like multiple. I can just like we work with probably like more than 40 plus home decor brands across India and US. Like easily app does like 15 to 40% of the DTC sales. So it works there also. Then we have few mattress brand also where
Achha.
it works. So in US we had it's a very large brand on Amazon. Now their DTC channel is smaller. We do like 30%, 40% of the sales for them, and it's a very low frequency thing. So we have again these categories are sometimes impulsive, but sometimes people take time. They do wish listing, understand stuff, take time. Then there are categories where I believe app might not work. So let's say you are a brand having 1 or 2 SKU. That's it. There are subscription brand in US, like in the billion-dollar company, bigger company. I believe like less than like apps and personalization for a brand works in sync. So I believe if your brand has less than like 15 SKUs or 20 SKUs, we should wait on an app. Web optimization should work fine. So these are the category I'm skeptical about. But probably if a brand wants to build like do content and community, probably app can work. But I will not push in there. Yes.
So this is interesting, and assuming that we are talking about D2C or DTC businesses, and most of them are right now on Shopify, and then there are other platforms like Shopify, Dukaan, WooCommerce, and all. Any thoughts on this? Like, where is this ecosystem evolving?
See, globally, Shopify is the fastest growing platform. And they're moving towards enterprise. But they started with SMB, even mid-market. Now they are they're adopting, going after enterprise. The good thing about, and it's growing fast because of user adoption across the categories. And fundamentally, Shopify is very prosumer kind of a product, wherein like, you can like, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to code. It's kind of a no-code platform. You don't need to code to start. And once you recruit your users early, even when they grow with their role grows, you are able to move the users, move with your users to the bigger scale.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of like, they have built things close to marketeers and a great marketing agency ecosystem. The other platforms, so that's my point of view. Shopify is winning, and other platforms, there is an hypothesis that open platforms will work, and it has worked for few categories where Shopify is not focusing. But for DTC brands and everything, our recommendation would be to go with Shopify kind of a platform, because all the use cases that they are looking for, even for starting a business as a mid-market business, or even when they transform into enterprise, most of the use cases have been faced by other growing brands, and either Shopify has solved it or their developer ecosystem, which is like 10,000 plus apps on the system, somebody has worked on that problems and solved it for other brands. So you are able to get wisdom of the crowds when you use a platform like Shopify.
Yeah, and in fact, I see many brands moving out of WooCommerce and all and moving back to Shopify. And I was looking at the stats, Shopify controls almost $250 billion of GMV spend going through it.
Yeah, 289 this year.
This year 289, yeah. And it's growing like 32% year on year. And mostly like 1 billion shoppers use Shopify, one of the brands. So That's amazing stats. And I think so any new brand coming in, 9 out of 10 are going on Shopify.
Yeah, that's the wisdom of the crowd. Like, why would you like to experiment when something is working?
Yeah, and I think so that is the reason you guys are only Shopify.
Yeah, so we started like we wanted to democratize app, make it as easy as emails and SMS. And Shopify is the fastest growing brand, so that's why we started on Shopify. Of course, will branch out into other platforms too, but for the time being, we'll stick with Shopify.
Okay. So we understood why an app for a D2C, DTC, which platform to go for. But when should a brand look at launching an app? Okay, should they look at when they launch the website? What stage do you think they feel that matlab that's the right time to go for?
So generally, like the right time to look for an app is like when you have figured as a brand, you have some kind of PMF, and the PMF is like
When you say PMF, it is?
product market fit. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I will not use the jargon. So any brand has a product market fit, which we define as your ROAS are working, your digital journey is mapped out, your customers are giving you good rating for their pre-post purchase experience. That is the time you start focusing on building a deeper relationship with your customers. And
So how much is a good ROAS to start thinking of an app?
see, like ROAS is like it's category dependent. In fashion, for somebody like 3x would work for them. For somebody it would be like 5x. Depends.
It depends on the unit economics.
Unit economics. I have seen like in supplements. I have seen brands working great even at 1.2x.
Acha. Because they have a high product margin.
Yes, so it's for every category. They would know their own ROAS. Then generally a benchmark I take is like minimum 1 million DTC revenue, annual DTC revenue, which is like let's say 30 to 50 orders per day, 50 orders per day.
So $1 million dollars.
Yes, $1 million minimum. And I see like apps start delivering incremental value post like 5 million plus DTC. Yes.
So you're saying that if you're doing about $1 million of annual revenue and ROAS of about 2x, 3x plus,
If it's profitable, it's working fine, then yeah.
then so that is where we say PMF is done. In fact, I was seeing a brand who launched a website, and in the next 3 months they launched the app, where the website was not even stable. So the checkout was broken and all, and I'm sure they were having a checklist कि पहले website launch करना है फिर app launch करना है. So I think so a stable business is very important on the website, and then you go on to the app.
See, like every brand is a unique story. A particular product solving some pain point at a particular price. And when set of people start liking that value proposition, you have your community. And then you have your communication channel, or a channel through which you interact with your community. It's your online store, it's your emails, SMS. But fundamental is product and the price. And if that is not solved, no kind of tech will help you get an incremental outcome. So yeah, I have seen brands coming in early stage, starting point. I have said no. We said no because it's a very long term game, and we have sometimes it has come like some brands are doing like 50 orders or 100 orders, and they have figured out their digital journey, and they have come to us and say, what, is it the right time to launch an app? And we're like, yeah, this is the right time. So we have said people no who are very early, and we have said yes to people who were like, let's say, between 50 to 100 orders per day, and those brands have become few of the largest brands in our company, and our net NRRs and everything have increased because their business grew like 10x.
Amazing.
So we and then we love to have like these kind of brands where you just start talking to a founder like early days, and then in a year and a half you see they have such a big team, and yet like founder is like messaging, oh hey, we need your help, what, our teams are like not connected. So
Yeah. Amazing. So we understood when should a brand go for an app. Now tell us by being unbiased to App what is the way to go for thinking about going for an app? Say a build versus buy, and buy maybe क्या options हैं. So how do you really first principally approach it?
I'll tell you how traditionally people used to do an app.
Hmm.
Which is the first thing, like how people used to build an app in 2013
Hmm.
and pre that. So you'll go hire a team, then the marketing team will explain what they want, what kind of a user behavior they want to build. Then a product manager will come in, it will take a requirement, it will take it to a marketing, it will take it to a front-end engineer and a back-end engineer. Then the product will come, then everybody will test. After the your internal team tests, and there will be back and forth, and probably 6 months to an year, and then you are able to launch an app. Probably, but by the time the app gets launched, a lot of business logics and strategy has changed.
Then generally, how much time does it take when you do a build?
Like for what? So this is the mechanics I told you.
So for a D2C business which is on Shopify, generally 6 months mein ho jata hai.
Yeah, like I have seen brands doing it in 6 months to 8 months. So this is one way, a traditional way. Second is like people are like want to work with the third party agencies, and then again it's like they come in, they understand your business, then
So they are specialist agencies who build an app.
So they will understand your business logics, they will understand your user experience, build an app. Similar time frame. It is just that now your team will have to devote extra bandwidth to the agency to explain them the business logic and everything. And then the other one, then there is plug and play solutions like Shopify for apps, like a lot of app builders globally, wherein you like a lot of brands like you are already using it. You can get started in, let's say, in a week or a month.
Can you name a few?
There are a lot of brands, like there's Tapcart in US. Then there are like
AppMaker.
Yeah, like probably yes. So these are the few, like Tapcart is there. They're funded by Shopify.
And so they're funded by Shopify.
So yeah, they were the first guys. Then there was Global Labs. Again, it was like Bessemer funded. So there were like people who have attempted it in our segments. So I'm very glad that they try to solve it. Yeah, so these are the three ways.
And then you are the second or the third way? AppBrew is which one?
So we are the last players. Like we started like in 2022, 2023, and we call ourselves as a vibe commerce platform for e-commerce, and like mobile apps is where we started.
So what does vibe commerce mean? It's a new fancy term.
So it's like celebrating. It's celebrating the spirit of marketing. So what's the spirit of marketing? Like entrepreneurship is like imagining experiences and delivering it. So typically, like Shopify has solved it to a certain extent. You can start your store with few clicks. You can but the piece where we kind of differentiate ourselves, and where we see like a vibe commerce, where we are kind of using AI to enable things. So we are a bridge between imagination and manifestation. So when you talk to any marketing guy, what is their aspiration? They want to celebrate individuality of their customers. So they want to offer personalization. They want to something which can help them in their imagination. If they want to design something, they want to communicate with their customers. So all those things, we as a platform, we are leveraging AI to build it for our customers. And anything that took like a few months, we are able to do it with a prompt. So fundamentally, from ideation to manifestation with a prompt is vibe commerce for marketing folks. That's our position.
So you're trying to build those features within the AppBrew ecosystem,
Yes.
which will help people create experiences very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. So in case of the third one, if you could tell a little bit more about how much time does it take in the third category to go live, or in your case?
See, generally, like it the answer is it depends. It's a conventional cliche answer.
Yeah.
Wherein, like, if it's an SMB or a mid-market brand, we see they go live in a week, or let's say maximum 4 weeks. And of course, in terms of enterprise, it can take like 2 months, 3 months also.
And it must be also back and forth of review, feedback.
So
UI.
basically, what this is a very good question. Most of the time, it is the delay happens because marketing teams are working on a lot of things, and the feedback cycle is slower because so it's back and forth, which
It's not the development time, it's more of the review and
it's a feedback thing.
yeah. Okay. Achha, tell me one thing, another piece. I kind of hear this whole thing. You also mentioned ki there is native app, then there is hybrid app, then there is Flutter. Can you just make it easy for our audience to understand what are the different types of app and which is the one which is the most good experience in today's age?
Yeah, so I'll just give you a brief history how things have evolved. So App Store started in like 2007 8 with Apple, like iPod and then iPhones. Then Android store started as an open source stuff. So at that time, both apps were built on a separate code base. So on Apple you have like Swift code base, and like for Android you had Kotlin. And so that's how people used to build their mobile apps. You had separate teams building apps, maintaining them. In 2016-17, like Meta and Microsoft introduced something called React Native, wherein like on a single code base you can have Android and iOS, and both are like native. It will be a native kind of an experience, but you have to maintain a single code base, and that's React Native. So it's owned by a community, and people are contributing libraries to build it, and it has a wider adoption because it makes more sense. Like a single team maintains everything, and React Native has a flexibility of incorporating native components to give you that experience. And Google saw that idea; it made sense, and that's how they Google launched Flutter to kind of parallel to React Native. So Flutter is also like, it is just that React Native is owned by community and Flutter is owned by Google.
Achha.
That's the difference, but both are like.
But Flutter also helps in Apple coding.
Yes. So yes, it's similar to React Native. It is just that Flutter is owned by Google community,
Achha.
and this is React Native is like an open source. But of course, the major contributors are from Meta and Microsoft.
Achha, so Meta and Microsoft are helping build apps, but they don't own up any of the Play Stores and apps.
Yes. It solves their problem. So so this is it. And sometimes like few brands are like, there is a concept of called web app, where people aspire to have an app. So what they do is like they just open their web view in an app, and they say they called hybrid app or they name it something like that, and that experience is very bad. I have seen very bad reviews.
Yes.
It also compromises data security for the brand. So we are very against WebView as an app.
So which platform do you guys operate in?
Oh, we operate at React Native.
Achha.
It's the most evolved platform, and we are very optimistic, and like we just punted ourselves on React Native.
Achha. And Shopify generally supports both Flutter and React Native.
Oh, good question. So like Shopify didn't have a concept of React Native because they're all web platform, but their shop app, which they have launched, it's on React Native.
Achha.
So the framework they are adopting is like we have already adopted like 2 years back.
Achha. Amazing. So I think so that kind of completes the why, when and how. But once you launch an app, the game starts from there, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So what are some growth strategies people generally use or you guys suggest for brands to scale up their app and really achieve the numbers which you were talking about, the increase in LTV, increase in ROI, increase in repeat orders, everything? What are some things basic people have to do?
See, as a team, based on our past learnings, we have built a growth playbook for our brands. So whenever they launch an app, the best idea is let users decide who wants to use, who doesn't want to use an app. So first is like distribution at a minimum cost or a zero cost. So we have a playbook through which, and I'll share a few things, through which brands can easily do 20-25% of the DTC sales without spending any paid money. It is basically, we have built that in the product where they can show banners, customized banners at a strategic place to their mobile traffic.
On their website.
Yes, and even in the customer journey, let's say on thank you page, on the checkout page. Few places I have seen a very interesting experiment where brands have put them on their PDP. Those brand guides are getting amazing outcome actually.
Okay.
So these are the like few places which is they put in insert things organically. You easily see that 2-3% of the website traffic will adopt the app, and this will contribute like 25% of the DTC sales. That's level 1. Then level 2 is like you bring in app as a like part of every communication with your customers, which is like email, SMS, post purchase journey, anyone who subscribes. So these are the and of course you have to use some greed to induce adoption initially.
What do you mean by greed?
Greed is basically
Incentive.
Nudge. Nothing works without incentives, like fundamentals.
But tell me one thing, when you if somebody is going to the website and then you say, okay, get 5% off on the app, maybe like 100 rupees off on the first download, doesn't it cannibalize your website traffic? कि वो बंदा जा रहा है, खरीद रहा है, अब आपने उसको कहीं और ले गए, so there'll be a chance of drop off. So how do you see that equation playing?
This is the most common doubt that comes from the marketing teams, and it's valid. It's basically function of short term versus long term. First of all, we have never seen the interesting stats is we have never seen conversion rates dropping for the website.
Acha.
But of course the users,
but you're also funneling the best users there.
This is again a hypothesis. So just to share stats, I'll tell you what happens. It's a journey with a brand. When you have an offer, when somebody sees this, 2-3% of the people download the app, and out of those 2-3%, 10% of them will purchase. Okay. We have worked with a lot of early stage brands, and what is common in early stage brands is most of their users would be new. And I'm just one of the brands in the jewelry brand, they're targeting millennials actually. The app demographic and the website demographic was same. 70% of the users were new, but app was delivering 3x conversion rate, session to purchase. So this is one data I showed you. Initially what happens, the second thing what happens is, for first 15-20% of the customers, you always believe, oh, these were my best customers who funneled into app. But what happens is, like, once you, of course it cannibalizes website traffic, but once you send them on an app, first their AOV increases, so overall sales increase, and for the second time purchase you don't have to pay Meta.
Why?
Because you can send them a push.
Okay, but website also you can send web push notification.
See the adoption rate. Would love to learn from you, with your experience at Lenskart. Like, what was the adoption rate for web push for the customers?
Yeah, web push was hardly less than 0.5%.
Oh, great. So in app we see, without any optimization of journey, 60% of app users subscribe to push.
Yeah, so that's a big advantage, that you open up a free channel.
Yes. So push is very powerful. It's free of cost, and the best is it's a two-way street. So you can have pushes, whereas if somebody downloads an app, you can have a welcome push. If somebody is searching something in an app, you can have intent based push. If somebody is, let's say, located in, let's say example, you want to have some special offer in a particular location, you want to have a different Geo-targeting. Push has that advantage.
So basically when you say two-way, it means when the brand wants to send and when it's user action driven.
Yeah, so app is the only channel where this two-way consensual relationship is possible. Like one example I'll give you, like Sudhati, they're like one of the very fastest growing brand. They want so their sarees, the Bengal has a different taste and Maharashtra has a different taste. So they have kind of personalized the app experience differently for the both the states, and they can target, so they can once personalize the homepage experience on an hour. At the same time, they can activate users using the push. So this is one use case I gave you.
Amazing. So in the growth marketing, you mentioned definitely to funnel people from website to app, and then also you talked about push notifications. Can you share something more about personalization and maybe checkout improvements?
Cool. So generally, when we were talking, I'm talking about a year back, when we go to the brands and educate them about apps, so they would like, you know what, we use Amazon app or other marketplaces apps, and they offer personalized shopping experience. And these are like, they start with basic requirements, but they become complex over time. Examples are like, my homepage is personalized based on my past browsing behavior. I get recommendations based on, my past orders, complementary products. For a new user's journey and for a repeat user journey, it's different. Again, there is location based targeting. So these are basic first party data personalization which people expect or a marketer expected. So and when you're having an app like a deeper channel, you want these things. So we kind of build that. And whenever we ask them, like, do you have this on our website, and they say no, we tried and we failed. So first we built that, and we just like last month, like 2 days back, we launched a personalization with a vibe or a prompt. So you can just, as a marketeer, you can write it. Our agent will build the journey, and you can deliver this experience.
Okay, amazing. So personalization in app is more possible because you have more data, you have more touch points, and then you have the development pages also in your control.
Yes. So that's one. So that was answer for personalization. The second comes to checkout. So I believe, like, before checkout, there comes the cart. Uh, Cart is a very critical piece for conversion rate. We have, and based on our growth marketing stints, we have ensured that we are able to show personalized recommendation on a cart for an upsell, cross-sell, plus personalized coupons, that segmented coupons that can have that has a very high utilization rate, easy to discover. So these are the things that we do on the checkout, and we recommend people doing on the checkout for optimizing customer outcome and the brand outcome. Then comes the checkout. So checkout is again very it needs to be reliable, it needs to be up every time. And we work with multiple kinds of checkout, and like, our favorite is of course Shopify, wherein, like, every and cart and checkout is also important for your performance marketing, wherein, like, you need to send this data back to Meta. And
But why would you want to send it back to Meta? To stop targeting?
no, you want to optimize your Meta performance.
Okay, audience. Okay,
So
lookalike
basically,
audience.
and like we can chat like another section from the paid marketing on an app, but these all like optimizations are needed. So app data can be funneled back to your Meta and Google, and overall it will have a positive impact on a ROAS. So few brands, we saw like a 25% uplift in a ROAS once they started using an app and scaling it. And what was the last thing?
Yeah, and then coupons.
Yeah, so coupons are very critical in terms of targeting, incentivizing, increasing average order value. I think, especially in app, we see a very high coupon utilization. 80% of the users utilize a coupon because it's easy to discover.
So this is amazing. Growth marketing strategies to drive an app usage. Now, if you could throw some light on what are some paid marketing strategies to drive app downloads.
Yeah, so I'll rather say, rather than downloads, we'll always say app adoption.
Okay.
Because you can get downloads and you can get no sales. You can get cheaper downloads and you will get no sales.
In fact, I've seen where app download happened, but the app didn't open. So they are hacks to get app downloads and your numbers go up, but sale नहीं बढ़ती, logins भी नहीं बढ़ते.
Exactly.
So India is a wide country. We have a lot of population. So
it happens everywhere. Like, I would love to know few instances.
I don't know if you've seen Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
तो उसमें है ना एक episode है where they talk about click farming. So they show some city in, I think so, Bangladesh or something, where the person goes and then they're like thousands of people are sitting and then clicking and downloading and just getting you traffic. So getting traffic, I agree, is not the key thing, but getting the right traffic to drive conversion, and this is the main thing.
Oh, cool. So I'll generally, as I shared, that our playbook helps you, organic playbook helps you achieve 25% of the DTC sales. Then when you are able to establish a baseline conversion rate, AOV, and all those things, we'll recommend the paid ads, because you always want best of the customers on the best channel. And we generally recommend brands to start with the channel that works for best. So generally in fashion, we recommend to use Meta, Insta to get your first paid customers. In some categories where primarily it's Google, we ask brands to start with Google search. Then comes to the type of funnel targeting, wherein we also guide brands in on what events you should optimize your campaigns. Then the third thing comes in, and if you optimize for installs, probably you get a low cost per install, but it will not work out. If you optimize for purchase, probably you'll get purchase, but your customer acquisition cost will increase. So there is again a fine tuning where we have some kind of a playbook we help, but ultimately every marketing team figures out. Then there is also an audience optimization, what kind of an audience you should be targeting for your users when you start a paid ads. So these are the things where we we work with the brands.
So basically you said audience optimization, CAC optimization, and CPI.
Cost per install. And then there is one more thing in paid marketing is attribution.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very critical thing. Generally, we do not recommend brands below 10 or 20 million DTC to have third-party attribution tools. Meta and Google does it sufficient for them. But if you are scaling beyond that, we recommend.
Like in web, the attribution using UTMs is easy, but ever since Google stopped giving that app attribution framework, it's a little bit of a blind spot.
Yes. So see, Meta and Google gives you some kind of an attribution. It's not true, but it's directionally okay. Yeah. So these are.
Then after a scale, you have to get attribution tools like Branch and
AppsFlyer, other guys.
But they cost heavy.
Yeah. So of course, with scale, that because you need to because as a brand, the maximum spends are paid marketing.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out so that's why we do not recommend brands to early adopt any third-party attribution tool. One interesting thing I wanted to share, especially in the paid marketing, if you're able to get all your loyal customers on an app, you have your data. App can help you optimize your meta spends.
Yeah, because
retargeting cost. So any app users who has done a session in last 1 month, we don't want to spend money. So we can build a custom audience, put them in a negative list, and we can just start their session with a push.
Yep. Yeah, that's very interesting. So we learned about the strategies for paid marketing. If we can go next, if you could share, how do we measure the success of an app? What are the top 2-3 matrices you kind of look at? कि यार ये तो minimum देखना ही है.
Cool. So I'll give you a very, it's like our internal joke in the company. We're as a brand, if you're doing less than 50% of the DTC sales, on app, you are leaving money on the table. So that's a joke. But as a North Star metrics for a brand, for a success of an app, is what's the contribution of the DTC sales through the app. Organic, we see 20-25%. And if organic is pushed in a good way, I have seen 50% also. That's one. Second is you're pushing app as a channel, what's an efficiency? And generally the efficiency is delta in terms of conversion rate of app versus web. So app needs to give a better experience, session to purchase, and that's measured session to purchase. So conversion rate delta. The third is app need to deliver higher AOV. Again, it needs to be measured. Fourth is LTV. What's the delta of app customer versus web customers? And last, not the least, the retention metrics. And typically we have seen it like 10-20x. So day 30 retention of an app customer versus web. We have seen something like, web is like 0.3% day 30. App is like, day 30 is like probably 7%, which is like, huge 25x or 30x. So these are the 5 metrics which I shared. A brand should focus for the success of an app. And also like how many of their repeat customers have an app adoption.
So one metric, Abhijeet, which I've seen is
sorry, and like would also love to learn from you with your Lenscat experience. Like these are the metrics which we have learned, but since or we have seen things on scale, and like you have done like omni-channel execution. So I would love to learn from you, like how does it?
So I'll talk about one input metric for success of an app, which people miss is listing conversion, app listing conversion. So what it means is how many people go to your app page on your Google Play Store or Apple Store and click the install button. So that metric I've seen moving anywhere between 10% to 60-70%. And the factors which go in is good review rating, good copy, and the third is very important is the imagery. Just by improving the copy and imagery, I've seen the lift coming out to 15-20%. Plus the review rating, how you manage your review ratings, how you address, and how do you take the feedback back. So those are two important things which I see. Agar listing conversion is good, so think about if your listing conversion is 20% and if it reaches 40%, your CPI is half. So many people ignore this, and this is in their control.
It's just free.
It's free because it's their control. And people will put the feedback also there, so you can read a lot of feedback there. So this is one metric I see. The other which I see to improve the app ROI is push notification reachability. Okay, like you said, we have seen between 30 to 60% going, but Google and Meta have been strict to default it to no. Push notification.
Google and Apple both.
Google and Apple both. But you can certainly show the value to the customer of enabling push notifications. So if you do it right, you will get to open that channel well. And then the third is your retention marketing strategies. How you develop the journeys and how do you develop a batch campaign. Agar ye 2-3 cheezein, if you do it well, your overall thing goes up. Matlab only app will not solve it. Having a good app, having a good showroom of the app, and then having a good action which you do with the data which you are capturing from the app will drive better app ROI.
Yeah, so we have done thanks for bringing, I just forgot. So we have done these experiments and we have seen that after ASO, App Store Optimization, that view to download has increased from 40 to 67%.
Yeah.
Also in increasing push notification subscription, we have figured out ways where we can target users who have not subscribed to push, show them some kind of an incentive and get them a push consent.
Yeah.
But having said that, all the matrices that we are talking about are digital only. Would love to I remember you were speaking that you did some experiments in Lenscat for an omni-channel. So how app was complementing in your experience, the omni-channel experience?
So, and I'll not only talk about Lenscat, I'll talk about other brands where we have been consulting. So one of the things in omni-channel brands is a lot of sale comes in offline. Okay, so the key is online mein you send the customer back to the online store to buy. In omni-channel brands, especially when you look at things which are more high touch and feel, anything which has more than 5,000 rupees ka AOV, it's not easy to buy online unless it's a very standard product like a phone or something. Okay, so if you want to buy a mattress, if you want to buy a sofa, if you want to buy anything like a shoes also, okay, it is a complex product. Okay, so what happens is through an app, you will know a lot of first party data, and then you can direct them to the nearest store to visit. So if they have an interest into the store or into the product, you can direct them, acha, this is the nearest store, you can try this product there. So your omni-channel journeys of online to offline can be triggered. And generally when we see online to online conversion, it might be 1 to 2%. But if you do online to offline very well, you can get up to 6-7% conversion in an omni-channel way. So those are good ones. And one of the key things also is to build a very strong store locator. So as an hobby project, we built one Shopify app called Omni Store Locator, and then we installed it. Now it is working with multiple brands like Neiman's, Pant Project, and Hair Originals. Well, almost like 7-8 brands they are using it. So the problem generally what happens is the website में the most ugly page is the store page. सबसे गंदा पेज इज द स्टोर पेज बिकॉज डिजिटल टीम ऑफलाइन को उतना भाव नहीं देती. सो एंड दिस इज वन प्रॉब्लम आई हैड सॉल्व्ड इन माय पास्ट जॉब. सो वो करके देन यू काइंड ऑफ क्रिएट अ वेरी नाइस एक्सपीरियंस एंड देन यू डायरेक्ट देम टू जहाँ से खरीदना है आपको.
Got it. And we have also seen some success in like app working as an interoperable loyalty channel for brands. Wherein, like, you know, if you buy something online, you get loyalty points. When you go in a store, buy something on the POS, you can redeem those points. Or if you buy something offline, you can go and again use that on an online.
Yeah.
So so any like would love to your experience, like have you seen this thing working out? What are the gaps do you see here?
So app में ना one of the pieces definitely is it makes it easier to create deeper experiences. Okay, whether you have to even just put a QR code to be scanning. अदरवाइज आप वेबसाइट में करना भी मुश्किल है, जाओ कुछ और जाओ गूगल पे करो, देन इफ़ यू चेंज द स्क्रीन यू आर गॉन. और इफ़ यू वांट टू बिल्ड एन AR एक्सपीरियंस वेर यू वांट टू शो हाउ डज इट लुक इन द होम और इट लुक्स ऑन द फेस, so that AR experience can be built. So any deeper customer experiences are very well built on the app. Now you can take that into them imagining ki, say if this is a sofa, how will it look in my drawing room? Like if you see IKEA ka app is very nicely done. So those features can be built very interestingly on the app. Lenskart has done a lot of things on the virtual try-on. So those are pieces which I see, and unified couponing is very important. Matlab,
few of our personal omnichannel brands in US are using that. So you have an app, you have a QR code, you go in store, the POS guy scans it, they kind of use your reward points to give you a benefit. So app is working as a universal loyalty pass.
Now also, you know, we had recently recorded a episode on do brands need loyalty program. Now one thing, you know, which has also happened is earlier why we needed a loyalty program was to know the customer. पहले offline retail होता था, सिर्फ offline retail में customer shop करके चले गए, we don't know who is shopping. So loyalty program was a way to know कि Abhijeet is shopping 5 times in a year. So with the loyalty program, he used to get whatever 1%, 2% back, and we know who was the person. Now in digital programs, when you are having an app or a website, even the person gives you the phone number or the email ID. So identity problem has been solved. Now the loyalty program is more about the experience. So I'll use this as an hook for the viewers to go and watch that episode where we kindly deconstruct the need for a loyalty program and just think beyond an identity.
Yeah. So generally we are seeing few brands in US like app and loyalty programs are working very like app is a better manifestation of loyalty programs in terms of exclusive launches, giving discounts to members who are like who have membership, offering brands to like give exclusive access to people with a particular loyalty points or exclusive prices on an app using those membership programs.
In fact, if you see what Decathlon has done is very amazing. Like you can use the app and go and shop in the store, scan it yourself, and then check out from the app itself and go. So I think so that's the best experience I have seen. The biggest problem I have seen is people have two different POS. Online Shopify पे चल रहा होगा, offline कुछ और Genesis है किसी पे चल रहा होगा, sync नहीं होगा, order sync होने में 1 दिन लगाएगा. तो all those problems are there. But once you solve them and you look at pure value added things, maybe like an infinite aisle concept or
even so, like this problem we have seen like brand solving is by having a loyalty partner that has integration with the POS. So that thing solves this problem.
Acha, nice. So as we come to the last question of the understanding the app, what is your view on AI? The use of AI in driving richer customer experiences for shopping with or without the app. If you could just share your views and what are the AI agents or bots which you love.
So generally, as a team, we extensively use Claude or ChatGPT for internal uses and flows. But what is making us interesting in AI is, we started a channel, and like earlier, like having a channel is a pain for marketing teams, and marketing teams are getting leaner. So we brought in an agent that can help you with analytics. So there is an infra layer and there is an intelligence layer. So agent is helping brands with an intelligence layer. It is again helping you with the content layer. It is helping you with promotion layer. So these are like the interesting part from an operation, like marketing operation workflows perspective. From a B2C point, we see like brands trying agentic chatbot, and Rufus is kind of at the top of it, where like Amazon has been pushing.
What is Rufus?
So Rufus is kind of shopping agent offered by Amazon, and they launched it on their app first. So like 6 months back, the experience was not that great. Now it's becoming better. So starting from your search, discovery, post order, Rufus is trying to help you add value to your customer shopping. And typically, everybody is skeptical, especially for in retail, apart from Amazon, how this agentic shopping will play out. But agentic shopping is opening new insights for the brand, because people are talking to your brand in a conventional way, in a natural language. So they are expressing themselves in a way to the brand which was not earlier possible.
So Abhijit, you mentioned agent and bot. Are they same or they're different?
So basically, agent is like, agent has a, so like bots would be the precursor of agent. So like generally, all this CRMs where people will go and interact, it would have like a rule-based interaction. An agent is typically with the power of LLMs, and the knowledge of the world. They will try to replicate and talk to you like a human, or kind of a human, and they will express those behaviors. They'll try to express empathy, understanding, and yeah, that's the difference between like a bot and an agent.
So what I hear is you, of the current agents or bots, you love Rufus.
Yeah, so like they are the first one, like Amazon being brave and like trying it for so many customers.
But I kind of feel bad for Amazon. They came with Siri so long, not Siri, they came up with Alexa, and now Alexa is still talking about asking weather and all. It's not yet upgraded, and it kind of missed the bus. They were the first mover in the voice AI space, but they were still a lot rule based. But great. So we come to the closing section, and I have two requests to you. Okay, share one brand which you discovered by dumb scrolling, and you found love with them.
Oh, so like we work with like 200 brands. It's very hard to like take a name of any of them. But since our
But do you discover brands dumb scrolling कि अरे हाँ इसको तो ऐप में ले जाना चाहिए.
yeah, like it's not only me, like even my wife or even my teammates, like if they see any brand, anything cool, they come to me and say, what, why don't we have this brand? So like this is something, this is something great which has happened with me when I started AppBrew. Like every month, my friends, my angel investors, everybody sends me a brand and says, hey, this is a cool brand and I'm using it, and they don't have an app. Why don't you build an app for them? So that's the kind of nuts we always get. For me, it's very difficult to take a name of one. We work with like 200 brands, and all of them are like favorite. But given a context, I'll today like Bonkers Corners is opening their store in Gurgaon, and I'm just taking you there to meet the founder. Like he just sent an invite yesterday. So I'll say like a Bonkers.
So what does Bonkers do?
So they have like a streetwear kind of a product, and they started on Insta, and
Acha.
now they have like they're a 9-figure brand scaling very fast in DTC, as well as they have amazing digital stats, as well as they are opening offline stores. So
Now they are moving from Insta to website to app to offline. So they are moving that entire omni-channel stack.
yes.
Amazing. And lastly, one book which you're truly passionate about and you would recommend our readers. Also, what we do this book, we will give it as a gift to one of the upcoming speakers, guest in our podcast.
Oh, great. So there is one book, and I think every founder and everybody needs to should read. So this book was it is Innovator's Dilemma. It's book 1 and book 2. This book was recommended to me by Paras Chopra, again a biotech senior, who built like Wingify, a visual website optimizer. And this book is about innovation, wherein the writers try to show how an innovation happens, even in a large category. So the bigger giants stop innovating, and the middle, and they try to grow their revenue by acquiring another mid-market companies. And the new guy comes in, the smaller, nimble guy comes in, solves a small problem in a very good way, and they start scaling. So it was kind of a cycle of innovation. And he also mentions electric cars. Why didn't they work out? And how should it be thought? It needs to be thought about. So that's the book I'll recommend anybody. And it just says no matter what category you are operating in, whether you are building a brand, whether you're building a tech solution, there is always a unique insight. And with customer pain obsession, with an obsession of solving customer pain, you can create a large outcome for your customers.
Amazing. I have that book in my bookshelf, not read completely, but it's good time for me to revise. So Abhijeet, the book which I have for you is called Sleep Your Way to Success.
Okay.
So it's a good name कि successful होने के लिए सो जाओ.
Yeah.
But this is a book by Khurshid Batliwala and Dinesh. So they are very big teachers in art of living.
Okay.
And they teach meditation, and at some point, and this guy, the Khurshid, he's called Baba.
I have heard about him.
So you must have seen a lot of reels coming about him.
So when I was college, people will talk about him.
Yes. So he's from IIT Bombay, and so he was into meditation a lot. At some stage, he had this deep sleep problem, and then he figured out his way to solving it, and that's when he wrote this book. He went through his 1-2 years of things, and this is one book which I read about 2 years ago, and I really felt very small things which really help impact. And today, because of internet, because of our work, we are 24/7 up, and I'm sure you must be also having some of these challenges. So it's a good book which I would definitely recommend.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Saurabh. Sleep is the most most dear thing apart from food for me. So thanks a lot.
So hope you enjoy reading this and have good night sleeps.
Thank you.
Chalo, thank you very much, Abhijeet, for coming on our Dilse Omni podcast and sharing your journey and deep insights and helping our audience listen through unbiasedly why, how, and when to look for an app strategy. I enjoyed the conversation, and I have always loved the way you share the deep insights. Building such a big brand of AppBrew, helping brands go 200 is a great number. Wishing you super success in the coming years.
Thanks, Saurabh, for this, and it was interesting thing to chat about. Hopefully, we'll do it again in the future with more omni-channel case studies and where we can share more with our community. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. If you have come so far, thank you for listening to the Dilse Omni podcast. We come with interesting episodes every fortnight and cover different aspects of omni-channel strategy. If you are interested in this topic, hit the bell icon on the top and subscribe to us. Also, we have a very interesting newsletter where we write down the entire playbook, what we have learned in this episode, and share it with you. Also, soon we will be starting a WhatsApp community where we will discuss the everyday problems which happen in this whole omni-channel world and benefit everyone. So keep watching and enjoy this show.